Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, episode 552. Welcome to your show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, we got a lot to tap in on today's conversation. One thing that has been circulating the social media, digital airwaves, as well as TV airwaves, is Trump's district. Where Mar-a-Lago resides in Florida, that district has been, I believe it's 87th district in the state of Florida, has been flipped blue. That's right. In a recent special election, the winner, Emily Gregory, who will now be serving as the state delegate representing the 87th district on the state house in Florida State House, Democrat, won. And so now Trump's state representative is a Democrat. And that speaks volumes, my friends, because we already know how red Florida already is. But you're seeing all these special elections, all these big turnarounds. A lot of Trump's districts are flipping blue. And I guess the big question is, why is that? How can that be so? Especially the home of your sitting president, you would assume that it will be in his favor, and he endorsed the Republican candidate, and they still lost. Speaks volumes. Emily Gregory is the name. We're going to talk more about that later on in the show. Also, in Hawaii, there's some more party switching going on. A long time Democratic elected official there has announced she is switching parties. She's now a Republican. We'll talk more on her reasons why. We also have on tap, CNN is trying to be cool. They're going with this new look now. As you know, linear television is depleting. Digital is growing. It's more money to it. You have a lot of folks from the corporate media space that's now going independent, choosing to leave the legacy media and going to the independent platforms. We see now struggling networks like a CNN who is never they're not like struggling to stay open, but they always back and forth with the ratings. Their ratings is not too sharp compared to your Fox News or even MSNBC. I believe Fox News and MSNBC is both above CNN. I mean, hell, before you know it, News Nation is going to have more ratings than CNN. CNN is going with a new look, but they're using the same people. I'm going to tell you why that new look is not going to work for them. Well, I kind of answered a little bit, but I threw a little hint, but we'll talk more about it later on in the show. Also, if we have some time, I want to talk more on the issues happening in our airports, in our major airports, airports out like in Atlanta, New York, the California area. I mean, there's so many airports that we witnessed these massive lines of people waiting, lines going all the way outside due to staff shortage. As you know, TSA workers have not been getting paid due to this shutdown, due to this back and forth deal with DHS wanting to. There's on one side, there's folks that want to fund more money to DHS, Department of Homeland Security, which in DHS you have TSA workers, right? Those that are mainly in your airports. And because of, the right and the left is battling, trying to get the better deal, it's affecting American workers. And so you now have this administration that has deployed ICE agents to help out TSA workers, and still it's not helping. I'll just be honest, the crowds are so massive, but folks are starting to realize who should be the blame, because you have a sitting president that is always going to blame the left regardless, right? He's never going to take the blame for himself. It's always going to be the opposing party. But folks are like saying, wait a minute. They're starting to wake up. They're like, wait a minute. Who has the majority? Who has the majority? Democrats don't have the majority. They don't have a majority in the House or the Senate or in the Oval Office. So what's happening here? So we're going to impact a lot of this stuff in the show. And we got so much more else on tap for you today. As always, I hope you all are having a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. As you know, we drop new episodes Monday through Friday, weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's iHeart, Spotify, Apple, just to name a few. You can also watch us on the GOATverse TV app. That's right, the GOATverse TV app. You can check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on there. You can check it out on your App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. And then you can also listen to us on the radio airwaves. Shout out to our affiliates, WBOK 1230 AM out in New Orleans, where you can listen into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Then we're going to head over to Las Vegas, KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, you can listen into the Arrington Gavin Show. And then lastly, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Weeknights, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're honored and thrilled to be a part of those affiliates. We hope to grow into more affiliates, y'all, but we can't do it without the help of you all. And so do me a favor, continue to support. If you have not follow or subscribe, if you haven't followed us on social media, please do so. We're available on all major platforms. You can find us on Facebook. What else are we on? We're on Instagram. Find us on Instagram as well. And yeah, just support great conversation, independent, great conversation. In addition to that, you can also check us out on our website, www.theagshow.com. Again, that's www.theagshow.com. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. I know I was forgetting something. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is growing as we speak. We continue to grow subscribers each and every day, and we are just thrilled for that. But we have a goal to hit at least 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and so we can't do that without you all. So please share with family, share with friends, share with folks that are looking for a great program to tune into during their spare time or on the road, right, when they're traveling. But as I mentioned, if you're in the selected cities where I mentioned earlier, be sure to listen to us on their stations and support those awesome networks. Let's see here, my friends. Let's see here. Okay, so I spoke about the shutdowns, all the issues happening in our major airports that is causing these massive lines. A lot of folks are frustrated. Folks that show up 3 hours early are still in lines waiting to fly. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous. It's chaotic. I mean, really, it is so bad. You know, the president has to send over ICE agents to help out TSA workers. Now, the big question is, who is the blame? Who is the blame? Now, here's what U.S. Senator John Kennedy out of Louisiana, he shared just a little bit of I mean, he's somebody that doesn't hold his tongue regardless, but he had to take this L because they're like saying, oh, who truly is the blame, right? What's going on? Was there deals ever Was there a deal made prior to this? What is going on? Who is the one to blame here? So here's Republican U.S. Senator out of Louisiana, Senator John Kennedy. Let me play you this clip real quick.
Plan. We said, look, it's a two-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that. Senator Cochran submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal.
Okay.
Plan. We said, look,
you heard that, right?
Two-step process.
He said the plan would have worked. That's a Republican saying, because here's the thing: Democrats had sent not one, not two, but 7 bills to fund TSA. 7. And they were all blocked. 49 Republican senators voted to block TSA funding. Now, you count that number, 49, that's a lot. Wait a minute. Check. There is 49. The majority, there's 49 Republican senators in our U.S. Senate right now. So every damn one blocked it. Everyone said no. Everyone said no. I'm looking at the list right now. Yep, every single one blocked those. And this is what pisses me off about this whole two-party system, because now it's all about party and not about the people. Now you would think there's independents that are TSA workers, there's Democrats, there's Republicans, there are folks for all sides of the political aisle. They're just asking for, why are they feeling the effects of what these folks in Washington are playing back and forth with? Like, they getting paid, they got their monies, they got their millions. All right, some of them got their millions other ways, but that's a whole nother story. But they already got their millions. Those folks that are working in those airports countless hours, working for free, knowing damn well they deserve bonuses added on to their salaries. They're already getting these bills blocked. One thing I've been catching a lot is these call-in shows on C-SPAN, because you get a lot of listeners that admit, hey, look, I'm a registered Republican. I have been all my life. Voted 3 times for Trump. I'm extremely frustrated. I'm feeling the effects. I'm this, I'm that. And so listen to this listener right here, because see, let me tell you, when you talk with the people know, and they speak the truth. They truly speak the truth. Listen to what this caller had to say on it was a call-in show on C-SPAN. Let me pull this clip up for you guys.
It's pretty simple. The Republicans are to blame. They control everything. It's all math. They have the numbers and they can't do it. It's pretty simple. The Republicans are to blame. They control everything.
I mean, that's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. It's nothing else to say after that. How is Democrats to blame, but y'all have the majority? Y'all have the majority. Now, don't get me wrong, in the Senate it's very close because it's by a seat, but you got 49 Republicans over the 48 Democrats you have, and they got 3 independent senators. Then, okay, but remember, one of those newly newly named independents. I believe his name is Kevin Kiley out of California. He still caucuses with the Republican Party, so yeah, he's an independent-ish, I guess. And then, in the House of Representatives, you got 220 Republicans and 215 Democrats. Again, Republicans have the majority. They have the majority in the Supreme Courts. They have the majority in the House, the Senate, the Oval Office. They have the majority in everything. Yet they will never take blame for themselves. They're going to continue to point their fingers at the opposing side. Why? Because that's the way the game is always played. You got to point fingers at somebody. You got to point fingers. And at the end of the day, look, neither side is perfect by all means. Both of them are full of it. I mean, that's just my honest opinion. And I tell my friends in each aisle, like, hey, I couldn't be hemmed up in a party, because the decision making that's happening right now, they gotta get their what together. They gotta get their what together. I'm hoping that they will find a solution very soon. Hopefully, by the time y'all tune into this, it's already been done. Like I said, I'm wrong, but they have got to get their stuff together. This is not the time for people to have to either pursue unemployment, or this is not the time that people should start their year 2026 not getting paid. You're almost into the summertime. People want to vacation. People want to have good trips. That can't happen. You want to try and live a fun life. You can't, because stuff is expensive. We got so many individual issues happening. You got wars going on. You got folks getting just labeled on, hey, are you a documented citizen? Are you a citizen? Where's your papers? Like, we have so many effed up issues. It's extremely sad that y'all can't come to any agreement to get some folks paid. Where's that so-called American dream at? Where's that so-called American dream? Last time I checked, my dream, I was getting paid. Anyways, ladies and gents, look, we're gonna head to a commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna get this show on the road with some more convo. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Let me tell you something that most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Rugged is the new smooth. This show is, y'all. Welcome back to the show. So big news happening in the state of Florida in a recent special election, Florida State House race. In a district that includes, President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, has been flipped. It was red for years, and it has now been flipped blue. The individual that won that special election, her name is Emily Gregory, a first-time lawmaker with a public health background who runs a fitness center for pregnant and postpartum women. Wow. What a title, what a huge accomplishment for now Delegate Gregory. I mean, major win. I want to also shout out my friend Amanda Nelson, who had her on her program, I think on a Substack a while back during her campaign race. And I'm telling you, that right there speaks massive vibes, because we've heard, this is not like the first we've heard, stories of Trump districts losing to Democrats, because we're seeing this shift now happening, especially in a lot of special elections. That's why a lot of folks on the right are a little anxious with this whole midterms. Like a lot of Republican elected officials, they're like, midterms are going to be hard for us to win. Some folks are already saying, well, we're going to lose the midterms, but it's okay. This is how it goes, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, what? If Trump says we're winning, everything we do, we win. Where is that winning, Donald? Where is the wins? Remember that State of the Union? He said, we're winning. Oh my God. So many places. They asked us, how do we win? They're tired of winning so much. And I'm just like, you keep telling yourself that if it makes you feel good, sir. If it makes you go to bed at night, that's fine. But realistically, I'm not seeing those wins at all. What I'm seeing is L's. Here is the recent winner, Emily Gregory, again, who flipped a district seat in Trump's district again. And I say that because, y'all, just to kind of catch y'all up on stuff here, when you have a sitting president, whether whether it's is he Democrat or whatever, usually the hometown of that president is always going to lean in their favor, especially if the president backs a candidate that's running in his district. It's a win-win. Come on. Nope. It did not help out for this one here. So here's a little bit of the just a little clip of, I guess, the victory speech from Emily Gregory.
I am so honored and grateful to be here as your next current representative. We're here at Democrat Emily Gregory's victory party. She just flipped the State House seat in District 87 from red to blue. Now, Donald Trump won this district back in 2024 by 11 points. She was very emotional as she spoke to the crowd here.
This was a group effort. It took every single one of us knocking doors in the heat, talking to neighbors, raising money, giving the dollars, our hard-earned dollars, to this important cause. We did this together, and I'm so grateful to be
This flipped seat just adds to the number of seats Democrats have flipped nationwide since the president's term began. Democrats have flipped more than 20 legislative seats around the country.
More than 20. So you hear the numbers continue to pile up in the Democrats' favor. And again, look, I'll say it like this. Donald, you're not winning. Yeah, you're still the president. You won that race, but overall, the party is fumbling. I mean, and again, that's I guess what's interesting about this political space right now, because the Republicans are hurting themselves. The Dems either can take advantage of this and stop, I don't know, because their strategy is extremely poorly in my opinion, in certain ways, because you have your moderates that is slowly kind of, your moderates are not as vocal as your progressive, but your moderates are winning the races, if that makes sense. Or you have some progressives going with the moderate approach during races, but then might lean. No, well, yeah, you have those two, but I mean, again, that's strategy. I was talking. Quick story, and I shared this before a while back, but when it comes to running races and elections, they're going to do all they can to appeal to their voters to get those votes. So whether if that's a moderate Republican that once they're in office, they might be a little further to the extreme side than they were during the campaign. That happens on every side, right? Every side of the aisle. But going back to this race here, that was major. That was major, and I always think it's even more serious, especially coming from Florida. Florida, in my opinion, is a very red state. You have a lot of conservative media moving to Florida. Okay, they leave, the liberal states like New York or California. Hey, I'm moving to Florida, or I'm moving to Tennessee, or I'm moving to Texas. Those are their top three. There's the top three. Nashville, West Palm Beach, or more liberals I think will lean more Miami-ish, but you have a lot of folks moving to a lot of conservative media voices, right? Hannity lives out there. You have what's the dude's name? Dave Rubin, I think he's out there in Florida. You got Bongino, Florida. It's a number of folks out there in the state of Florida. Let me read you a little bit of this by the Independent. Let's see here. She focused her campaign on kitchen table issues. I busted kitchen table items. Yeah, I focus on the forks and knives and spoons and all that. No, kitchen table issues rather than the president. Very smart, because one thing that you see a lot of Democratic candidates, they always say they bring up Trump's name. And I get it. Like Trump's issues, stuff happening in Washington is trickling down on, state and local levels, because you have folks that also want to repeat what's happening in Washington, because they're thinking, hey, well, if he won it, so can I. But here's the thing, and I've spoken with my friends on the right about this. You can't be a repeat Trump. You can't repeat what he's doing at all. Folks try. Mark Robinson out of North Carolina tried. You see what that landed him. You can't do it. You can't try. There's no individual on the left that can be a Barack Obama. As much as they want to try and follow the same blueprint, the same strategy, the same swag, the way they talk, it's not gonna win. You can people on the right try to do the same thing Trump is doing. It don't work for them. Be your own person and stop doing talking points, and let's see let the folks vote on it. So that being said, Emily Gregory, she focused on the kitchen table issues rather than the president. Quote, she says, "I think my opponent put it front and center, and I focused on the issues that mattered most to Florida families. Everyone is feeling the affordability crisis, and the last thing that Florida families needed when they're struggling is $4 gas." She says she's happy to speak and work with Trump, who is now technically one of her constituents. Funny. Again, Trump, the president endorsed a state rep. That's I never really see presidents endorsing state legislatures. I've rarely seen. Financial advisor John Maples. The Independent has contacted Maples campaign for comment. Obviously, they did not hear anything from it. Democrats called the win an earth-shattering victory for Florida Democrats, given that the president won the district by a wide margin in 2024 presidential election. That's again extremely major. The party framed the win as a referendum on the wider performance of national Republicans, especially on issues like health care. where the GOP has yet to deliver a long-promised replacement of for the Affordable Care Act. The DNC chair, Ken Martin, said Donald Trump's own neighbors just sent a crystal clear message. They are furious and ready for change. While Trump is partying with his billionaire donors and building gilded ballrooms, Americans are being left behind and raising hell with their votes. He's absolutely right, because I think the recent clips they showed, Trump was visiting Graceland, signing like a guitar that Elvis Presley played. I mean, like, again, whoever's your PR person, they need to be fired. All right, because it's not a good look. You're absolutely right. Or she's absolutely right when they discuss the affordable crisis is serious. All right, folks, electricity bills are going up like crazy. Gas prices is high as hell. There is no such thing as affordable housing, in my opinion. It's extremely high. Extremely high. Back in the day, there was, boomers purchased homes at 30 grand. Okay. Purchased a home for 30 grand. Folks now can't even afford rent because everything is spiking up. I just want to say this, ladies and gents, use this as a prime example. If your sitting president's home turf, if his district, and he endorsed the candidate, he endorsed the Republican candidate, and they still lost by a landslide in his home state, in his home district, what does that say? What does that say, really? I've reached out to the team of Emily Gregory. We hope to hear from them soon and have her on the show. But it's just wow. That's all I can say. Wow. 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 That's all I gotta say, y'all. That is all I gotta say. Let's digress from this. I want to move on to our next story here. Over in Hawaii. So, you know how I feel about party switching. I believe people can always change their political views through time. Whether the older you get maybe more conservative, or when you're really young, you're a little more open, or you just there's always a shift. You lean towards the side for years, and now it's like, wait a minute, I'm not liking the changes that they're making, this and any other. But for the most part, y'all, I'm not the biggest fan of crossing over to a complete. I'm more for, if you leave a party, then you go independent, because at the end of the day, the majority of us, we have a lot of liberal views, we have a lot of conservative views. Everybody has a little bit of everything. But the way the game is played in politics, though, you can barely win. Races as an independent. It's possible, but it's a uphill battle. Why? Because you're competing against these big dark money donors. You know what I mean? It's difficult as hell. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm not a fan of when people switch parties while in office. And on top of that, I'm not a fan of folks that, they might be, for example, I'll say John Fetterman. Now, John Fetterman is an advocate for bipartisanship, which I can respect. I'm for bipartisanship. That's why I've always leaned in the middle. There is no solution without, coming together and uniting with different types of issues and bringing it into one, and then boom, voila. You can't win with just one side. You can't win, with just either side. So what Fetterman does is mostly advocates for bipartisan. But see, Fetterman, at least what you see publicly, and you can see on the records, he does a lot of supporting on the right, but he was elected. He's been elected as a Democrat. I'm using him as an example because don't take advantage of the fact that it's easy to win in this area or that area as this, and then you turn around and do the whole okey doke and say, well, I'm going to continue to vote for them, but I'm a Democrat. I'm gonna keep on. Like, come on, y'all. That's just crazy. But anyway, let me where's my share you this story here. Maui Representative Elle Cochran announces that she is quitting the Democratic Party and she has joined the Republican Party. Let me go ahead and I think I have a clip here when she was interviewed and she was explaining her reasons to why she left the party and joined the Republican Party. And I'm let's talk about it on the other side.
How did you make this move?
To bring balance to the government. It really has been that majority Democratic voice overpowering everybody else's voice. And as one of them, per se, I was shut out. Doors were slammed in my face. I wasn't given ample open opportunity to give different perspectives, voice my opinions and thoughts on things, and in particular to advocate for Lahaina, similar to LA after the wildfire.
You just mentioned Lahaina. I just want to make clear that your district covers West Maui, so you have joined us over the years after that fire. Is it fair to your constituents, though, who voted for you because of the D next to your name to change parties? Why not wait until you're seeking re-election to do so?
Great question.
I really tried. I tried to collaborate with the majority in Democrats for 4 years now, and nothing was working. So because I'm not going to be a puppet and I'm not going to be a rubber stamp for them, I was a outcast and a dissident in their eyes. And so now I've joined the minority where I'm welcomed, where my advocacy for my community is honored. And I've ran 5 elections as a nonpartisan candidate. So I have a track record. I have proven that I stand up and I am a strong voice for the people of this district. And I'm still that person. I haven't changed because I went from red to blue or, a D to an R. I'm still Elle Cochran, and I'm here to fight as strong and hard as I always have for the district and the people of West Maui.
Is it fair to say that how the Lahaina fires were covered, were responded to, that ended up influencing you to switch parties?
Yes.
And how so?
Most definitely. There is a lot of, there's been, I'm going to say, corruption, illegal activity, monies misappropriated in my town under the guise of emergencies, under the guise of recovery efforts. And I've tried to have the majority caucus address it, to push forward an audit, to do investigations, and they refuse to. So I'm now in the minority Republican Party, and they're open. They want to hear what I have to say. They want to support the efforts that I've been trying to get the majority to do. So I know great things are coming, and there's going to be a lot more advocacy and opportunities to do better by.
So I'm going to stop that right there because it was so much stuff that was going in my head while she was explaining her reasons to why she left. And it was a great question that was asked by that interviewer. Don't you feel like it's disrespectful for those that voted you in, especially those that voted for you as a Democrat, those that were Democratic voters that put you in office? Why not wait until it's time for re-election? Why do it now? And to me, that was the icing on the cake, because she made it personal. She made it like, I get it, but it was hard for me to continue to get this and that and this and that done, and I couldn't get my way. And look, what she's talking about is not like foreign. Like, I mean, that happens. Trust and believe. Like, you have folks. I know Democratic elected officials that have shared that, hey, look, we got issues in our own party, and I've spoke with folks on the right. We got issues in our own party, but they've never said, well, I'm gonna leave and go to the opposing side because I'm more welcome. Obviously, I can see it being appealing, especially if they roll out the red carpet and say, hey, look, we need you here, and we could give you all the the opportunity to to share what you want to discuss, and this and that and the other. But here's the thing, though. If it's majority, if the majority is Democratic, right? Again, you're trying to push for this initiative, that initiative, and you join a minority. What makes you think you're going to get stuff done in the minority party? Yeah, they're going to allow you to talk and share what your thoughts is, but is stuff actually going to get passed? Is stuff actually going to get passed for you? Okay. Now, she should be up for a reelect. Let me see. When is her next reelection? Because she was elected in 2022. Let's see. Yes, she should be up for a reelection very, very soon. And look, and I get it too. You have when you have your corruption within your party, you just fully frustrated. I mean, really, this is all a kick in the face to the left. I just also think though that you have elected officials that use these positions for like personal agendas and not for the constituents. Again, I'm not a fan of people party switching while in office, while serving a position. I'm not crazy about it. I'm not, because at the end of the day, if you won the majority as a Democrat and you change, during your term, well, you gotta backtrack and explain yourself to constituents. She's saying, I'm still me. I'm still the same person. Well, not really. You're not. I mean, you might be the same person appearance wise, but I just don't understand how folks can truly flip. Like, look, we got former lieutenant governor out of Georgia, Republican, member of the Republican Party, Jeff Duncan, or is it Duncan or Dunnan or Duncan, something like that. He's now running for governor as a Democrat. He's running for governor, Georgia Republican now, a former Georgia Republican, now a Georgia Democrat. And one thing I want to explain too, each state's their party affiliations are different compared to what's in Washington. Now, her being a member of now I believe she's a Maui representative, so still their political affiliations are different, compared to other, like Georgia Republicans are not Hawaiian Republicans, or Georgia Democrats are probably not the same as Maui, or Virginia, Democrats or Virginia Republicans are not the same as Maui Republicans. It's different. Again, this is the state where Tulsi Gabbard once served Congress as a Democrat for most of her political career, and then she went on to become an independent that was very short lived, and then she went on to become a Republican. She joined the Republican Party, and now she's a member under this Trump administration, serving as Secretary of Intelligence or Director of Intelligence, something like that. But we will see. We will see in the long run, will this benefit her come re-election? I mean, like, she wants more balance. I guess I respect her for having more balance and not keeping stuff majority over. But in that case, I mean, were you really ever a Democrat? I guess the question. That's the big question. If you don't like the majority power within your party, then were you even a Democrat from the get-go? Or was it just, hey, the strategy was I could win easier as a Democrat because, hey, it's a Democratic majority. That would be easy for me to run as Democrat. Now I'm telling you, man, this is the nasty stuff in politics that I'm not crazy about. So we will see. We will see. I would love to reach out to her team and see if we can schedule a conversation on the show. Let me know what you think about that. I wish I could see some responses from folks in the Democratic Party, but they're not. I don't think they've spoken with anybody in the left. Yeah, she says she's still, after addressing her voting consideration, she says she is still the same Elle Cochran you elected. Okay. Which is not true because they elected a Democrat, but she previously served on the county council and ran unsuccessfully as mayor of Maui County. Says here the minority floor leader Diamond Garcia, who represents portions of Iowa and Capole. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Said recently in a historic day for the legislature, as it marks the first time the state's Republican contingent has reached double digits since Republican Linda Lingle was state governor more than 2 decades ago. Interesting. This is interesting. But look, my friends, we're gonna take another commercial break. I'm gonna digress from this, but yeah, share me your thoughts. What's your thoughts on folks that party switch, especially? Let me be specific. Folks that party switch while serving office, while still serving in their term. What's your thoughts on the excuse me, the party switching? Let me know. DM me or email me by going through our website www.theagshow.com. We're going to take another commercial break. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere, my friends.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, that's that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing Goatverse TV.
Goatverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
6'10", #1 pick, 16 seasons, College Player of the Year, All-Rookie Standout. Joe Smith built a career on grit, consistency, and showing up.
Greatness isn't just about the game. It's about how you show up every day. Rugged Evolution now offers body care products for every man, because not every man wears a beard, but every man deserves care. Greatness doesn't fade.
It evolves. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Every beard deserves to be legendary, and every man deserves care.
What's good, y'all? I told you the breaks are going to be very short. But let's bring it back here. Let's bring it back to this story. So we had MAGA queen Megyn Kelly she had Piers Morgan on her show. As you know, Megyn Kelly has a large independent platform herself, very successful. Not hating on her success. Don't agree with her at all on most things. But she is killing it in the digital space. As well as Piers Morgan. Now, I will say Piers Morgan, his quality is a little trashy in my opinion, because he is all debate. Like, it's just all debate and it's back and forth, blah, blah, blah. But it's growing, and hey, it's a winning concept. But they recently had a conversation on Megan's show, because she was acknowledging that CNN, which is one of the struggling news networks, I would say. I mean, they still have pretty solid programming, might I say. I mean, I watch all the news. Like, I watch it all. I don't have a favorite news network personally. I'm more of like, on the independent field of things. I prefer that more than the legacy media. But CNN has been in the game for so long, right? But they're continuing to try and, well, for one, compete with Fox, which is Fox has everything, even a successful digital streaming platform in Fox Nation. CNN is just now going, they started like a subscription based platform. Let's see how long that would last. They tried to do CNN Plus back in the day. That bombed after 4 months or 4 weeks. That was very, very, very short lived. And yeah, they've just been struggling. They've just been struggling. Well, anyway, let me bring you this conversation here between Megyn Kelly and Piers Morgan as they discuss the change up that CNN is trying to do to to compete with folks like Piers, Megyn, and other digital networks.
I've got to ask you about what your former place of employment, CNN, is doing to keep up with the Piers Morgans of the world. Piers, they are jealous of your numbers and possibly my own. It's incredible what they are doing. They've decided that if they try to make Jake Tapper and Anderson Cooper and their sets look more like they are podcasters and in digital media, people will start listening to them again. And I've got to ask you.
And you know what? I will say it is something to chuckle about. I don't really agree. I don't agree with Megyn Kelly for the most part of things, but this is something that is a bit. It makes me chuckle because CNN tries so hard to find new ways. And don't get me wrong, they've had some things that hit. Like there's a show called "If I Got News for You." It's hosted by Roy Jones Jr. No, Roy Wood Jr. Excuse me, not Roy Jones Jr. Roy Wood Jr. Amber Ruffin, and then there's another gentleman. But Roy is the moderator, and then you have two comedians, and it's like a great comedic show that I think airs on weekends for them, evenings, unfiltered. It's solid, right? Of course, they have their docuseries shows that's on weekend. Most of their weekend programs, great documentaries. Their regular programming is pretty solid, right? But here's where they fail. Because they've always been mostly third place. They've always, in total views, they've always been third place. Now, to break it down more, their demo is around 100 to 150,000 demo viewers for prime time. Again, not a lot, but they've always been. I think they average between 5,000 to 900,000 viewers on their numbers compared to Fox News, which has 3+ million viewers, and MS Now, which has 1.5 million viewers. So again, 500,000 to 900 is not that good for CNN. So they're finding ways to try. Hey, how can we compete with the digital space? So at one point they had Jake Tapper, who he's one of their regulars, the big names on the network. He was airing his show from his office, his actual real office. It looked cool, but you're still on, like, you're on TV, bro. Like, it's not a podcast. That's just you happen to be there. Then the next day he's back on the desk. Then they got Anderson Cooper, who's been there forever, with podcast mics on a professional anchor table. Like, it just looks weird. It looks like you're trying too hard. Here's why I don't like it. You're using your same folks that people have seen for years on the anchor desk, and now you're trying to get them to be more homey, roll up the sleeves, take the tie off, chillax, and be in your comfort zone. Get new people. Keep Jake and Anderson what they're doing, right? Don't try to change them to look like pod bros. That's weird. But then say, okay, look, we're gonna have some other shows, and just start fresh from there. Okay, I know MS Now is starting to. They've signed contracts with podcast networks to bring on some of their shows to the network, to maybe like once a week or something like that, to air. Like Pod Save America, I believe, is airing like on MS Now or something like that. I could be wrong, but I know one of those podcasts was going to be airing on there. Yeah, I just think it's interesting. Like, it's just, you're testing it out. Don't get me wrong, it looks decent, but like having podcast mics on an anchor desk, literally in a newsroom, it just, to me, it never really makes sense in my opinion. The concept looks weird. I don't think it will hit for you. I think the numbers will continue to maintain again because you have the same folks. Get new people, get a fresh new face, and say, hey, look, this is like, hey, you give me the right amount of money. I don't know. I might help you guys. I'll help the ratings. You know what I mean? Hey, call me. CNN, call me. But you know, Megyn Kelly, she doesn't have anything else to talk about because again, her fearless leader is struggling right now, and her party is struggling. But she's continued making her paper, right? She's built up a huge media empire, which filled with so many programs, stuff like that. Like I said, Piers Morgan as well. Both of them left corporate media. Megyn was at Fox, then she went over to NBC. That was very short lived. Then Piers Morgan was at CNN back in the day, right when Larry King retired from his show. Piers Morgan was a replacement. I think he was there for almost 4 or 5 years. He's had his stint on cable, on linear TV, and now he's on the digital space, and it's working for him. Don't try hard to put everything on that TV screen. People are not going to do it. They're not going to want to watch it. They're like, no, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. How are we looking with time? Okay. I think do I have time to talk about this last story? Got about maybe 3 minutes. I guess I'll talk just a little bit more on it. Real quick. Came across this story. Let me see if I can pull it up on time. Okay. TikToker admits $30,000 MAGA scam. This TikToker creator, Coach Chima, has admitted to posing as a devoted MAGA supporter. This is a black gentleman, devoted MAGA supporter for about 2 years, collecting $30,000 in donations before revealing it was a ruse. His stage persona included emotional stories of family estrangement and hardship, which drew sympathy and financial support from Trump supporters. The confession shared in a mocking videos have sparked outrage from some and applause from others, fueling debate over online trust, political identity, and influencer ethics. Now, I got about maybe 60 seconds with you guys. This is something we've seen on a regular basis, okay? So many folks have made millions riding the coattail of political leaders, especially in the MAGA movement. I mean, look, you see Candace Owens right now trying to flip so many ways to stay relevant, and her big thing is attacking Charlie Kirk's widow, okay? Erica Kirk. You have folks, you have a number of folks that build careers being behind MAGA wall and stuff, and now it's not successful anymore. It's kind of old. It's like, it's not popular. So this guy is admitting, hey, it was easy money, especially being a black guy who is a supporter of MAGA. Oh, of course he probably was getting deals and very lucrative. Are you kidding me? $30K. It's a shame that he stole money, making it a scam. But I mean, folks that are probably applauding him is the folks on the left, because they're like, hey, good, take their money, which is it's sad, right? It's this whole back and forth thing, but it is a conversation we'll probably extend on the next show, or the show after that. But TikToker stealing $30K from the MAGA movement. Wow. But didn't Trump do that too in his earlier year? Well, anyway, we'll talk about that more for another great show. But until next time, my friends, you know what to do. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay informed, and continue to do your own research. Look, it's midterm season, the big elections happening. I'll talk to y'all soon for another great episode here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.